Well, hey, good morning, Apple TV team. We've got a new manager coming in today. Oh, really? Okay. Craig, I was hoping we could actually get some stage time at the next event. I gotta go. Well, I hope he likes what we've come up with so far. What the crap is all this garbage you guys have come up with? Hi, sir. Yeah, we just want to have a really good, gaming and streaming machine, so we wanted it to be powerful and yet sleek. What nonsense are you talking about? There's an A12 chip in there and it's thick as heck. Why has the box not changed in years? Well, you see, sir, we want to keep the A12 chip cool, so we installed a fan. The A12 chip has literally never needed a fan in any product ever. Why do you think you need one? Well, it's gotta maintain those 4K signals at 60 frames a second and HDR and all that. iPhone XS Max ran fine on the A12 chip without a fan. You don't need a fan anymore. Why are you using the A12 chip? It was a big step up, from the A10X that was in there before. No, it was not. The A10X did not need a fan, and it ran iPad Pro screens at 120 hertz. You're gonna put the A15 chip in there now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll do that right away. Hey, I'm not finished yet. Get back here. Okay, yes. The A15 chip is freaking powerful, okay? In iPhones and the iPad mini. It's perfectly fine. Oh, yes, absolutely, sir. I agree. Which means you do not need a fan in that thing. Get rid of the fan. Make it smaller. Okay, I'm sure. We can ditch the fan as well. That's fine. Also, why is it 400 grams? Does not need to be that heavy at all. It should be like half that. Half of that. Oh, sir, I don't know. Just like the wiring for the Ethernet port alone makes it kind of tricky. How many people freaking use that Ethernet port? Be honest with me. Well, some people that do the smart home networking stuff, they kind of appreciate that Ethernet port. Yeah, no, not that many people are using it. You make it an option, okay? You can have a higher storage spec that is still rocking the Ethernet port. Okay, sure, we could charge an extra $50 for... $50? Are you mad? No, that's gonna be a $20 add-on, and you're gonna double the storage. Double the storage? Really? Can we go 128 gig on that cheap of a... Yes, you can. We all know that the NANDs don't cost that much. Okay, fine. Is there anything else we need to do? I think you've given us a lot to work on here. Yeah, I'm not finished. It's also got to be $50 cheaper than the last generation. There's a lot of steps when you're manufacturing a device of this complexity. Why the heck does it say TV on the box? What, this? It says what it is. It's an Apple TV. You don't think people already know that when they're buying the dang thing? Why do you think we got rid of the iPhone name on the back of the iPhone? Okay, I guess we could get rid of the TV etching as well. That's good. Why don't you get right on to it? Yes, sir. Yes. We'll get started on that right now. Wait, come back. Yeah? I know I'm being rough on you guys right now, but you did genuinely do a very good job with the Siri remote, okay? That was pretty good. Oh, you like that, huh? With the D-pad and the aluminum and everything? Yes, I really thought that was a much better move, especially when you got the USB-C port on there and everything. Oh, It actually still has a lightning port on there. Go! Get it now! Fix it! Go back to work immediately! Ugh, gosh, these people. Let's begin. See, on all the excitement and disappointment of the iPad launch last week, I totally missed the fact that the Apple TV got way more upgrades than we were anticipating. I did not think that this, of all products, would be the one that needs to be redesigned. I mean, I'm still on the camp that I would love for them to miniaturize it even further, turn it into a streaming stick so that it doesn't have to be such an eyesore. But I want to give credit where credit is due. Apple did make it a less intrusive eyesore on most people's nightstands. I don't like having the big black box there with the light. I prefer having a mounted TV to the wall with no TV box or cables to be seen. But the fact that they ditched the fan finally in the Apple TV, thanks to the A15 chip being a lot more efficient, and simultaneously reduced the weight almost by half. Now, granted, yes, who really cares about the weight? It's a TV box. It's gonna sit there most of its life, but I still felt like Apple was going way too overkill with the hardware of the Apple TV, primarily because they just thought in the first place that it needed to be this really great gaming device, and I feel like every year Apple gets a little bit closer to reality in figuring out that no, it's not really what people are using for gaming. That's why it's okay to have a remote that's not built with a gyroscope or built for, Nintendo Wii style gaming. It's fine to just have a remote that's good for watching content, streaming TV shows, because that's what people are truthfully doing with their Apple TV. They reserve the gaming for the Xboxes or PlayStations or Nintendo Switches of the world. There's probably a handful of games some people play on the Apple TV TV, but it's not much. If it was, Apple Arcade would have gone up in price too. But you know, a lot of the time Apple doesn't retool or redesign a lot of things for the sake of efficiency. I mean, 2022 has basically been the year of Apple doing minor spec bumps between the iPhone SE3 just getting a new chip and 5G, the iPad Pros getting the M2 chip, the iPhone 14 barely getting an A15 chip improvement and looking near identical to the 13. Even the iPad 10 is just like an iPad Air 5 except worse in basically every way. But Apple went out of their way this year to genuinely redesign the Apple TV, make it thinner, make it lighter, make it cheaper, and adopt, in my opinion, the far superior port to the Siri remote, which in my view is a great sign of what's to come, because it means Apple is playing ball when it comes to the EU and other countries mandating USB-C as a future standard. And even though they're not including a USB-C cable with the Siri remote, I think they're right in assuming that most people are gonna have a USB-C cable available at some point in their house anyway, and that's likely the direction we'll see the iPhone go as well. But making the Apple TV design run on less power and yet become more powerful than it was before and cheaper is just an upgrade that we don't see very much anymore. So the redesign was not something I was aware of when they updated the website. I could not even tell the design difference. I thought they just popped a new chip in there. But it's these kinds of design upgrades and changes that probably go unseen. That's why in all of my negativity surrounding Apple as of lately, I just wanted to highlight one of the more positive changes they made. If anyone out there is wondering, like, should you upgrade to this new Apple TV if you're like me and you already have an Apple TV 4K sitting at your house? Personally, I don't think there's gonna be that much of a performance difference. I mean, you may notice a very incremental slight change in your electric bill because this new one is supposed to use about 25% less electricity than the old one. Extrapolate that out over the course of 10 years and maybe the new Apple TV technically pays for itself. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Don't do that math. It's legitimately not worth it. However, if you are sick of Lightning and you just want to get that out of your life, you can pick up a new USB-C Siri remote for only $60. That's a lot more digestible, I would say, but what's a weird realization is the fact that Apple is charging $130 for the Apple TV, and that comes with the remote that they charge $60 for. So maybe in the future, if Apple wants to increase shipment volume of the Apple TV, they could have an option to not include the Siri remote, and you can just use your old Siri remote or use your iPhone through Control Center, which can do a lot of the same stuff. And that Apple TV with no remote in the box, maybe they could sell for sub $99, which I think could be an incredibly sweet spot in the market if Apple wants tvOS to be on more and more devices. But time will tell, as Apple's probably going to be launching an ad-supported tier of TV Plus next year. If they want to push hardware harder, then maybe making cheaper tiers of the Apple TV in the future would be a good move. All we got to do is just wait a little bit longer for certified refurbished, and then maybe we'll hit that sweet spot at $99. That's why I think the HomePod Mini was such a great product. If you can get a competent smart home device in the two-figure price point, then I think a lot more people can justify it as gifts or quick accessories that don't break the bank. But what do you guys think Apple should do with the future of the Apple TV? Make it more affordable? Are you happy where it is right now? Do you still want the streaming stick like I do? All that good stuff. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I'll see you all in the next one.